GM, sir.
All right.
GM friends.
Hey. We're gonna give everyone a little bit of time here at the beginning to file in, kick off the hangout for a bit, and then shortly after that, we'll be getting on with the main event.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of special things to share today. I think we alluded to it throughout the week, so if you've been paying attention, you definitely know that today's not your average hangout. We've got a lot of updates to share, and excited to do so. So I even brought out my special mic for this. Do I sound clearer than normal, guys? Or
Chris,
my voice
clear.
It sounded good. I don't have mine. I'm so pissed. I'll have it tomorrow.
nice. I'm using the standing desk, guys. I'm like full on. Can't even sit down. Usually, I only use it during the day when my butt starts to hurt. So
Gotta get the saddle chair, sir.
I know. That's the way.
I'll get you one shipped from China. They're a tenth of the price.
Oh, I bet. You get a Taobao saddle chair, same quality, probably from the same factory. Yeah. See, we got Anthony on stage. Hey, zombie.
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
Dude. Doing well. I saw one of your tweets just, was it this morning when I woke up? You were rocking out on the guitar. Was that a live stream?
Yeah.
How does that work? Do you get all into the, how's that work?
I have an interface and I use loopback, so I'm able to loop all of my analog instruments into the stream. I'm still working out some issues. I went back and listened last night, and the guitar was very low, but the vocals were loud, so it didn't come out great.
Yeah, that stuff, audio is finicky. It's not easy, but yeah, that was really cool. I was just having my first coffee and it was like multitasking, so I got to get back and actually like turn up the volume. But I was like, this looks cool.
Yeah, that was from the stream on the 402 on Wednesday, so that one's actually only posted up on our 402 profile.
Nice. Well, if you got a link handy, definitely drop that in the hangout. More people need to get the music side in. And I mean, it's futuristic. You're always bringing the music too, but I have a soft spot for the guitars.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, you've got them on the back of your wall too, so I know you play.
Oh yeah, actually I'll show them now. I got 2 on the back of my wall. I have a bass guitar, and then probably like another 3 guitars in my house.
Oh, I see. Here in the weekly hangout text channel, Coder Dan asked, "What do you think we're revealing today?" Do you guys have any guesses? Is it guitar related?
We got some ideas here. We got V2 partnership with Amazon. A huge wall of text in the Gotchi verse. It was a big ship this week.
Seriously?
Arena.
That include the double-sized NFT displays.
That did. Yeah, those are going to be coming out on Monday. They're not going to be coming out. I think there was a mistake in the update here. They are going to be coming out on Monday. See what else we got. 2023 roadmap, Forge/PvP, something huge. How do we enter the arena? The arena is going to open in about an hour. So we're gonna slow play it until we get through all the news, because we don't want you guys getting massive hits of dopamine and not being able to focus while we drop the alpha.
One thing at a time.
Yeah.
So yes, second hour, right? Second hour we'll be in the arena and doing some PvP playtesting.
Oh man, I came in just at the right time. I heard arena and PvP testing in the arena. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yep.
GM everybody.
GM, sir.
GM.
But yeah, we're holding that back for second hour. Dan, do you want to give a quick preview of what to expect? What's different about this playtest from the other, or we just save that for hour 2?
We'll save that for hour 2.
Yeah, too much here. Cool. Everybody's filing in here. We got the
Everyone.
viewership up to 125. All right.
Go give this little guy a GM, everyone.
Oh yeah. What's that? I wonder if that's a preview of things to come.
Looks rare. I love Raffle, man. Raffle's such a good character.
Yeah. Yeah, so much to do there. That's a seductive Raffle. It's got a little different face than most of the usually Raffle looks like unentertained and unimpressed.
Yeah.
This one's having a GM.
Ooh, we got a spicy Haunt 3 XT.
I was gonna ask, are you guys are the announcements today going to give any details about I guess your partnership or your work with Fractal? Because I think that's pretty big, but the post that you guys put out yesterday didn't really go into deep detail as to how that's gonna work. So I would love to know more about that.
Yeah, I can talk about that real quick. I mean, I actually had a good call with the devs right before they were setting it up, and they're going to be integrating Aavegotchi into their marketplace. There were some kind of technical issues, mostly from their side on the integration, so it's not going to be live, or it's not live yet, but they did say once they got through their first initial round of launches, they're going to prioritize getting Aavegotchis on there. So fake gotchis, parcels, Aavegotchis, wearables, those should all be listed on Fractal pretty soon.
But not only that, maybe I had a different call with Fractal, and it was more about the tournaments. They're kind of like the Steam for Web3 is what they're working on. There's a lot of people competing for that space, but as we progress with arena development, they're very, very keen to host some of the first arena tournaments. So we're at playtest number 2 here, but they're super on board for that, and like Dan said, they're integrating a bunch of stuff even before that happens. So arena's going to have a big audience. I see the Doge bonk hammer hitting. Oh, because of the seductive raffle. Sus butterflies and seductive raffles. That's 2023.
Yeah, we should probably we'll get the Fractal guys on a Spaces or maybe hang out one day. They can kind of be cool to chat with them a little bit.
Yeah, Futuristic, you're probably talking to them a lot with Orium Guild, I'd imagine.
No, actually, I haven't talked to them. The reason I'm so interested is because it reminds me, and I want to know, is it kind of like Elixir game launcher? We were talking about this on Block Party last night, because Elixir game launcher is kind of like a hub for all these different Web3 games cross-chain. So when I saw the Fractal announcement, I was like, oh, is this something similar? Are we going to be listed in a hub for other games? Because that would be huge for us, because it just brings more eyes and attention from other Web3 gamers.
And the answer is yeah, we'll be on that list, and it'll be great for discoverability, definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They'll be kind of budgeting out their rewards on top of ours for certain sponsored tournaments, things like that. It's gonna be pretty nice. So yeah, you blew it. That's the that's the whole thing tonight.
Oh crap.
I think we have something auto set to go out 5 minutes from now, Dan. So we just have a little time here. Should we give a visual indicator of what we're actually talking about, and then we can set the table a bit?
Yeah, we'll get it fired up here.
All right, everybody ready? Here's the topic of the day. It might have been, I think I saw a few people guessing it. We've got to talk about not just the present, but the future. 2023 will be the year of the Gotchi.
You're the Gotchi.
Now we have roadmaps, but we wanted, it's time, right? You guys have been honest. It's time for that new updated roadmap. What is ahead for Aavegotchi? And so, it's about that time. And actually, we're super excited. It's going to cover a number of things here, but it's not what do they say? It's not just what's covered in this. Here, we're mostly covering a lot of the new stuff that hasn't been addressed before, and we want to dive in and spend a little time on each one. If it's going to be all very fresh stuff to cover tonight, and yeah, can't wait to share it here in just a few minutes. So you guys want to guess what's in the roadmap, or what?
Yeah, we got 5 minutes before this blog post. It's gonna auto send, and we'll drop it in the chat, of course. And then what we're planning to do is we're actually gonna read the entire thing together. I'll get my reader voice on, and we're gonna read it together because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you always do a good job, Dan. This will take us back to the light paper days. So.
Yep.
I was just thinking about that. This is going to be like a light paper reading. This is awesome. I'm stoked. I can't even begin to guess. I think lodges might be in there. If I was to guess one thing that I'm like, I think this might be in there, but I have no idea. This is was not expecting this. So
That's cool. I'm glad people are surprised, and yeah, narrator Dan. Yeah, Al also says the lodges. I think lodges are, yeah, they're a part of 2023, no doubt. I think this particular what we're talking about tonight is a little bit more zoomed out, a little bit bigger, if I dare say so.
oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, it's lodges would fall under this umbrella for sure. So yeah, hopefully you'll definitely be even more surprised as we go through it, I think. And as a general theme, we're focusing on, basically like Aavegotchi as a brand, Aavegotchi as IP. Aavegotchi is bigger than just one thing. I don't know. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but the theme is, Aavegotchi is supposed to be mainstream and big, and it's such a strong. We've seen it with fake gotchis, right? Like, it's such a strong character set to work with, and it deserves more. So we're zooming out a bit tonight. I see Al with arena iterations. Sure, yeah, we're doing that starting an hour. Like, if you're just coming in, about 50 minutes from now, we'll be kicking off playtest 2 for the arena. Get our PvP on. So that's also happening.
Yep. We'll give a full update of what's new in the PvP once it opens up in 45 minutes. Good morning, Mark. Immaterial. How you doing, sir? You're just in time. Might want to scroll up a bit though.
Oh, we got some other news to drop, right, Dan? Just well, it's already out there. You guys all know, right? We got the new hire at Pixelcraft. That was also a very big thing this week to be able to share with everyone.
I wonder if he's in the chat. If he is, Nigel, if you're on, I do see you in the chat. Feel free to raise your hand and come up, and as we're gonna do the roadmap reveal here, but maybe before or after that, before we start doing the read through, could say hi to everyone. If you're
there, he is. That's the man right there. Top metaverse marketing executive appointed CMO of Pixelcraft Studios, and yeah, coming over, experience with Ubisoft, Rockstar Games. Also, if you guys know Alien Worlds, always at the top of the charts, big player base. That's the guy. We're very, very fortunate to have Nigel coming over with us and riding with Aavegotchi for this roadmap you're about to see. So we shared it with him early, a lot of our vision, and also what we, as a whole, have been building for the last 2 years, and he's all in on it. There he is now, Nigel, aka Carlo 3000.
Hello, everyone. Good to be here, and super excited for this news as well that we're about to share with everybody. Thanks, Jesse, Dad, for the lovely welcome. Week 1, it's been fast, exciting, and yeah, can't wait for the future ahead. And hopefully this roadmap and year of the Gotchi will really transpire to be something super, super epic going forward. And yeah, really, really pumped to be here. So thanks, guys. Thanks for the welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. We couldn't be happier to have you on board. And I think we're going to be going live here with the roadmap in seconds, not minutes.
Awesome.
I'll just say a quick word on Pixelcraft too. We're expanding the team and hiring. We're going to have a few more big announcements on more hires in the days ahead. So look forward to that. Because when you guys see this roadmap, you're going to be like, man, we got some stuff to do. So
Yeah, how's this going to get done, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot, but yeah, it's just yeah, and that's kind of like the reason why. Just to give a bit of context for everyone here in the room, it's kind of the reason why I jumped ship from the other project I was at. I mean, you know, we were doing well, and I was keeping them, you know, pretty much in the mainstay in the news and the agenda for a while. However, you know, behind the scenes, it was kind of tumbleweeds a little bit. And when I got to speaking with the guys at Pixelcraft, I was just blown away with like the stuff, the amount and volume of innovation and stuff coming down the pipe. So as a marketer, that is kind of like gold dust, isn't it? You know, this is the kind of stuff that gets me out of bed in the morning, and also gets me here as well on the weekend with telling my kids to just go play in the park on their own. So yeah, this is incredible. But yeah, look, I don't want to delay any kind of announcements. I know we've got a few things timed to go out, but I'll put myself on mute and shut up now.
Awesome. No, I think you set the table very well and gave some context to how we got to this point. And so, yeah, it's all lining up, as they say. And
Yep.
The blog just launched. So,
All right, we are live.
Dan, you
Chico's
mentioned-
got it. You got the link here. 2023 year of the Gotchi Roadmap, everyone. Taking that beautiful custom art we did for the thumbnail here, looking nice.
Yeah, it kind of hints at the future here. There's some hat tips there.
Everyone go to announcements, smash the reacts. Let's break some records for our channel here. It's always good to go in announcements and see all the fire emojis. Love it. So yeah, we'll get to start reading here in just a moment. Vamo. I love that so much. And yeah, here we go, guys. So we're gonna do a read through. This is the first time that we've actually read it through, so not sure how long it's gonna take. Probably should be about 10, 15 minutes, probably not more than that. And then after we get through it, I'm sure you guys are gonna have a ton of questions and just like wanna, go kind of free for all QA. So we'll definitely leave some time for questions about it. Before we get to the second act of the day or night or morning, which is the arena opening. So let's kick it off. So 2023 year of the Gotchi Roadmap. 2022 was a huge year for Gotchi Gang with multiple major product launches, significant protocol upgrades, and even a few surprises. FakeGotchis.com, anyone? However, despite these major releases, it is evident from the numbers that Aavegotchi is still a niche community in the overall crypto sphere. That changes in 2023. 2023 is the year of the Gotchi, the year that Aavegotchi goes from an innovative yet niche NFT project to a major player and leader in the Web3 gaming industry. In 2023, our two main focuses are player growth and decentralization. Player growth, meaning the development of games and features that will attract new players, along with the simplification of onboarding processes to ensure the technical barrier of entry is as low as possible. Decentralization, meaning the full transfer of ownership of the Aavegotchi NFT gaming protocol's smart contracts to Aavegotchi DAO. With these two goals in mind, let's peek behind the curtain and see what's in store for Gotchi Gang in 2023, year of the Gotchi. Aavegotchi DAO, the DAO of Aavegotchi. Aavegotchi DAO is one of the most active DAOs in the world by voting and activity metrics. Our early integration with Snapshot, coupled with on-chain benefits for individual voting, has proven to be a success formula for retaining stakeholder engagement compared with protocols with much greater TVL. As described in one of the earliest Aavegotchi DAO documents, Scaling Aavegotchi DAO, we are moving through a process of gradual decentralization in three main phases: Genesis, Metamorphosis, and finally, Oasis. For many months now, we've actually been in a fourth cocoon stage, growing as a community and letting the Aavegotchi protocol mature, while also waiting for DAO tooling to catch up with where we need it to be. In 2023, we expect this transition to be complete, with control of the Aavegotchi NFT gaming protocol being handed over fully to the community. Below are some of the steps we'll be taking to get there in 2023. Launching the Aavegotchi DAO Foundation. Currently, Aavegotchi DAO has no legal entity, and while some on-chain maximalists believe the best legal structure for a DAO is no legal structure, we tend to disagree. Aavegotchi is a big enough idea to exist both on and off-chain. For the DAO to function at its full potential, the DAO will require a non-profit foundation. Without legal protection, all members of the Aavegotchi DAO face legal risk from ever-encroaching regulations in various jurisdictions. On this front, in 2022, Pixelcraft Studios brought forth a motion to incorporate Aavegotchi DAO as a Cayman foundation, and this motion was passed by the Aavegotchi DAO. Incorporation of this foundation is currently underway, and we expect it to be completed in early 2023. Implementing on-chain smart contract execution. On-chain smart contract execution is the sine qua non of any serious DAO, and up to this point, we yet made the leap from delegated execution by Pixelcraft to true decentralization through on-chain execution. On-chain execution of smart contract functions is an absolute necessity if Aavegotchi DAO is truly going to grow its wings in our metamorphosis stage, and we intend to make 2023 the year in which it becomes a reality. Decentralizing our workflow. 2022 ended with fruitful research into decentralized workflows using platforms such as Dwork and Wonderverse. In 2023, such workflows will be incorporated into Aavegotchi DAO, allowing greater decentralization and transparency of all work being paid for or done on behalf of the DAO. You can watch the Aavegotchi team demo both Dwork and Wonderverse on Aavegotchi's official YouTube channel now. What if I told you the curve is forever in our hearts? Finally, turning off the bonding curve, ghost bonding curve, pending a DAO vote. The bonding curve has been a cornerstone of the Aavegotchi ecosystem since its inception on September 15th, 2020. Providing stability for Ghost and sustainable revenue for the development team, the bonding curve quickly grew into its own meme, the curve is forever. 2022 saw a drastic shift in the macro crypto ecosystem. Many of our heroes turned into villains, and many protocols we thought would lead the transition to a new society turned out to be just as corrupted as the old. Governments decreed that Tornado Cash, a decentralized finance network, be purged from the internet, and so it was purged, its developers jailed. So it is in this macro context that we consider the existential threat to our ecosystem that coupling Ghost to DAI, the collateral of the bonding curve, represents. So far, MakerDAO, the issues of DAI, have performed flawlessly in their navigation of the complicated stablecoin landscape. DAI has never had a significant depeg from the USD, and the MakerDAO ecosystem generally appears to be healthy. However, when one peers deeper, problems do become more apparent. An inability for the DAO to remove the GUSD vault, a stablecoin issued by the recently bankrupt Genesis, as well as growing exposure to real-world assets fraught with counterparty risk and a general overexposure to and vulnerability of the USDC stablecoin, all contribute to a growing narrative that DAI as a stablecoin may not survive. Begun, the stablecoin wars have. So after two plus years of maturation, it can be argued that Aavegotchi DAO is entirely capable of standing on its own, with the ghost bonding curve having served its purpose well. Indeed, the argument that Aavegotchi's success should not be reliant on any protocol outside of the Polygon network itself holds more water with each passing success. Therefore, Pixelcraft Studios believes that the time is right to initiate a vote to determine if Aavegotchi DAO has an appetite to shut down the curve, effectively decoupling Ghost from DAI, fixing its supply, and making it a free floating token. This is obviously a dramatic tokenomics shift for our ecosystem, so we must emphasize to the DAO not to make this decision lightly. At the same time, the potential risk of DAI grows day by day, so if we are to act, it should be sooner rather than later. All right, well, speaking of Ghost, this leads perfectly into the next major milestone on our roadmap for 2023, Gotchi Chain. Gotchi Chain, a blockchain for all things Aavegotchi, powered by Polygon Supernet. The Polygon POS blockchain is one of the most used blockchains in the world, second only to Ethereum. This is amazing for Aavegotchi, as it means potential exposure to millions of players already onboarded to the chain. At the same time, since Polygon is a public permissionless blockchain, it often experiences traffic jams during periods of high market volatility where gas can skyrocket into the thousands or even 10,000s, bringing all but the most profitable on-chain activity to a grinding halt. For a DeFi application, this may be acceptable, but for an NFT gaming protocol, it is not. That's why in 2023, we are partnering with Polygon to be one of the first projects to embrace their Supernet technology. A Supernet is a permissioned offshoot of the Polygon POS network, where any user can transact, but only certain developers can deploy contracts. This makes it the perfect launching ground for Aavegotchi-themed games and dApps, where transaction fees will be minuscule and confirmation times will be very, very fast. Many dApps will likely choose to integrate gasless transactions like those currently used on Lens, instead of forcing users to hold gas tokens. But either way, the gas token of Gotchi Chain will be Ghost, meaning that any on-chain activity, whether paid by dApps or users, will require Ghost. Importantly, all of the Aavegotchi assets, such as Aavegotchis, Wearables, Realm Parcels, Fake Gotchi, etc., will continue to be minted on Polygon POS. But they can be then bridged to Gotchi Chain and played in our new gaming-friendly environment. And speaking of gaming, let's see what's in store for Gotchi gamers in 2023. Gaming. NFT gaming is one of the hottest sectors in the blockchain space, and we believe Aavegotchi is positioned perfectly for massive growth in 2023. The strong IP of Aavegotchi, combined with unique on-chain attributes, a Web3 native development team, and an extremely active community all form the perfect recipe for a hit game. The Gotchiverse. In 2022, we launched the alpha version of our social farming metaverse, the Gotchiverse, the home planet of Aavegotchis, where players can farm Alchemica tokens, socialize, and display their favorite Aavegotchi NFTs. In 2023, we will continue developing and expanding key roadmap features in the Gotchiverse, such as the Great Portal area, questing, the arena, Gotchi Lodge, Gotchiverse SDK, estates, and the Great Battles. Gotchi in 3D. One of our most frequently asked questions is, when 3D? And we are excited to announce that we've been working on a secret project the last few months, an Aavegotchi-themed cross-platform mobile survival game made in Unity 3D. Known as Gachi Guardians, working title, this standalone casual survival game pits Aavegotchis against their mortal foes, the Liquidators, in a high-stakes defense of the Great Portal, where the winners take all. This fast-paced survival game will be the first flagship title planned for release on Gotchi Chain, the home for Aavegotchi-themed games and dApps. More details are coming soon, so make sure to follow Gachi Guardians on Twitter. Gaming partners. 2022 saw the integration of Aavegotchis into multiple metaverses and games, such as World Wide Web, Kensokishi, and Gotchi Heroes, and we can expect this trend to continue in 2023. We are actively seeking out potential game studio partnerships and integrations. If you're interested in working with us, get in touch. Conclusion. 2023 is going to be a massive year for Aavegotchi. Key hires filling in gaps in the Pixelcraft Studios leadership team will ensure that our message gets out loud and clear, and an upcoming brand refresh will give Aavegotchi a fresh coat of awesomeness. Fake Gotchis continues to grow and expand and will become an important part of the art NFT conversation in 2023, and onboarding will get significantly simpler with new wallets, integrations, and solutions our team is working on. The year is just heating up, and Pixelcraft Studios has never been more excited and focused on our goal of making Aavegotchi a shining star of decentralization and community in the larger crypto space. 2023 truly will be the year of the Gotchi, friends. There's so much more to share, but this piece is long enough already. Remember to join our Discord if you haven't already to hear the latest news before it hits the wires. Stay spooky, friends. Pixelcraft Studios. All right, there it is, friends.
Okay.
About 15 minutes. That was a pretty good read through.
And that was the right pace. Very, very enjoyable. You didn't even have to read along. And yeah, a lot to cover there in 15 minutes. I was following along with the weekly hangout. Everybody's saw some questions coming through. People want to know more. People are also very, very positive, which is great to see. We've been working hard to get to this point, and we kind of had to save things up to get it all rolled into one roadmap here, one kind of reveal. So it's it's a lot to take in, I guess, for one quick 15-minute reading. But for us, it's been, depending where you start counting, right, Dan? Some of this stuff that we haven't announced previously is 6 months in the making, or if not more. So it's
yeah, just catching up on the chat here, scrolling up.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, we said we've got plenty of time here before we head into the arena for more battle. So, everybody who has questions or anything you want to dig into a little more, I mean, we're happy to talk about what we've been working on here. Yeah.
Oh man, it's a lot.
Hefe, yeah, the lodges are in there somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about it. I was just sitting here. I'm like, man, my lodge's suggestion was like a tiny chunk of this because there's, like you say, it's a high level thing. There's so many big features in here. I'm trying to figure out where to start. I guess my first question is with Gotchi Chain and the Ghost token. And so that means, I think, if I heard correctly, the Ghost token, once we migrate to the Supernet, will be used for pretty much any transaction in the game, right? Is going to be paid in Ghost. That's huge.
Yeah. So there's going to be this. You guys, some of the OGs were here for the initial migration that we did from Ethereum to Polygon. So there's going to be another migration. It's gonna go back and forth though. Like it's not going to be a permanent migration. But basically, we're sick of like every time there's volatility on the crypto tickers and stuff, that Polygon's gas goes up to 8,000, and they are working on it, and there might be solutions in the future that make it so that doesn't happen, but it just happens too frequently, and we can't reasonably have a game where we're trying to do on-chain transactions when the gas spikes up like that. So basically what we're planning is for the Gotchiverse and Gachi Guardians and any game that is Gachi themed that wants to launch as well, the gas fees will be like super low, and also they're pretty much be non-existent while still existing. Like they're not going to be zero, but they'll be very low. And there's also instant block finality with the Gotchi chain. So like you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for like 20 seconds for a transaction to finish. Super cool tech, and yeah, we're really excited to be like working directly with a lot of the Supernet team, and they're listening to like what we want and what we need. For example, like when we bridge a parcel over, it's going to be dynamic over there. It's not just going to be like a JPEG. It's actually, it needs to change. And so when I bridge it back to a Polygon, I want to be able to bridge it back. It needs to actually update on Polygon when it comes back from the Gotchi chain. So there's a lot of engineering work that's going to be needed for that we're working very closely with the Supernet team on. But yeah, if we're kind of, again, paving the way here, always trying to use the latest like tech that's out there that's available to us to really try and focus more on the UX. And I do believe that the Gotchi chain will actually be a far superior UX, because just imagine you can have for like someone who's they might have never really used crypto. We have these like crypto wallets that are they're custodial. They also support like credit card payments. So it should be very easy for someone to just come on the site. They don't even know they're doing a blockchain transaction. There's just like gasless transactions happening in the background. If they want to get some Ghost or they want to get some Alchemica for Gachi Guardians, whatever, they could do a credit card payment. So all that's going to be settled on the blockchain, but it's going to be super quick, very low fees, and just like a nice experience for everyone, all the builders trying to build games on this chain.
Hey, I have a quick question. With Gachi Guardians, it looks really cool. The Unity, it's 3D. Does that affect the roadmap at all for like I guess the free to play aspects of the Gachi verse, like the liquidators or any of the great battle mechanics? Will any of that change now? Because I feel like this mobile game will allow mass adoption in a way that liquidators, as originally intended as the free to play kind of extractor, won't fit. So I wonder if that affects your plans at all.
Yeah, we definitely took a lot of that into consideration, and there's a lot of good things that that focusing on Gachi Guardians is going to help with, and a lot of that deals with like the balance between Aavegotchis and liquidators. So when we do a great battle, it's kind of this like one-off thing that it's really cool, and it's going to be an awesome experience for everyone involved. But it's like once it's happened, people can't constantly relive that experience, right? It's they have to wait for the next one. And so we imagine that like it'll be really cool for that moment, but the churn of anyone who had heard about Aavegotchi in that time is going to be very high. They're going to be like, okay, we got this cool game. That was really fun, but what do I do next? I don't have anything to do. So the idea of Gachi Guardians is it's going to be imagine like a little great battle, like a simulated, like kind of concentrated great battle happening in multiplayer, real time, and you have like Aavegotchis versus liquidators, and we're gonna learn so much during these like mini great battles, and all that learning is then going to be put into the actual main great battle that we want to have in the Citadel. But we talked about this a lot. We feel like if we do the big great battle first without having anything that people can like latch onto as far as like free to play, then it's almost like a wasted opportunity, because we're gonna get all these, we might get a bunch of hype and people talking about it, but they're not gonna have anything to convert into or like go do besides like farming in the arena or farming in the Gachiverse or fighting in the arena. But it's like it's a bit too difficult to wrap your mind around what you can actually do. And so we feel like having this offering of a pretty simple but fun kind of survival slash tower defense game is going to be a perfect offering for that group of like very casual players. And so the TLDR is we're still planning to have the great battle in 2023, like the first one, but we feel like it's a wiser move to establish like a more casual game first, and then have the players that come from the great battle, they can be like, well, if you like that experience, why don't you head over to Gotchi Guardians, and you can have these like little mini great battles all the time.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I think it's not like they're mutually exclusive things. So we're going to learn a lot from the 3D game we're building, and it's kind of like the flagship launch to go with Gotchi Chain. But at the same time, it doesn't take away from the Gachiverse, and a large portion of our Realm team that's dedicated to Gachiverse will remain exclusive to its development. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of the best of both worlds. And I think I kind of think of it as they serve totally different purposes, right? Like the whole reason this Guardians is being developed, one of the main inspirations for it is one of the two goals this year, which is growing the player base. And so, introducing and bringing something that's much more familiar to the casual gaming audience, and introduces them to our strong IP, these amazing characters. I mean, Liquidators and Aavegotchis, they stand on their own. And then they discover, oh, where's all this Alchemica coming that we use in the Guardians game? Oh, it actually has a source, and it's in the Gachiverse itself. Oh, I could be farming it. I could be involved over there. And it becomes like a funnel that sends new people into the Gachiverse. Next thing you know, they want to check it out, and they'll be there for great battles and everything else that's happening there.
That's amazing. Will the Gachi Guardians, is that going to be an on-chain game? I know you're using Unity. It's going to be mobile. Will it be on-chain, or is it just going to be more like, meaning will the onboarding be simpler for people? Like, the normie with a phone will be able to just download and play, right?
Yeah, we are exploring a concept. So the actual like gameplay will be kind of like it is in the Gotchi verse, where not every movement or action you take is going to be on chain, because it's hard to do like a real time strategy game with the blockchain still. But the moves like that you make in the game will not be on chain, but the outcomes will definitely be on chain. So in the tagline, we mentioned like a high stakes kind of thing, and that we're not kidding when we say this. There's going to be potential if you want. Okay, there is going to be a free to play option where you can just play and enjoy the game. But if you want, there will be some kind of competitive nature where Aavegotchi team will be pitted against the Liquidator team, and there could be some Alchemica and Glitter and potentially Ghost as well involved in that. And whoever wins would basically be splitting that. So it's still skill based. It's not like betting, but you're basically committing a pot, and whoever is going to win that game is would be splitting that pot that's been supplied by either side.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. That sounds awesome.
As far as like the inspiration, Zico is asking, is it going to be like Vampire Survivors? No, it's not. It's a kind of a mix of a couple cool games that I really enjoy playing and are pretty popular models. So there's a little bit of a TD model, and there's like a little bit of a survival model. So basically, it's the Aavegotchis are you're playing the Aavegotchis, and then your opponents are playing the Liquidators, but they're not. The Liquidators are not going to be human controlled. They're going to be more like a tower defense model where they're kind of coming towards you, and you gotta defeat them before they get into the Great Portal. But on both sides, there's human players controlling the action.
With Gachi Guardians, I'm just wondering about the traits of the Aavegotchis, the Aavegotchis themselves. Are they going to translate over to the 3D characters, whatever wearables it's wearing, or?
Yeah,
or
so
are they
a lot
going
of
to
the
be
work,
in-game characters?
a lot of the work we're doing in the Gotchi verse is going to translate pretty much 1-to-1 over to Gotchi Guardians as well. And Gotchi Guardians, the learning that we get from that will also be transferred back into the Gotchi verse. It's kind of like a way for us to speed up the dev cycle even more on kind of like the balancing process, because we have all these awesome wearables. We just want to make sure that they're balanced against each other. So we need as much learning as we can get before we actually commit to like a huge great battle where there's going to be big stakes involved. And so the arena which will continue to get developed and Gotchi Guardians are both kind of many ways to start achieving that balancing learning. So yeah, the wearables definitely will be a pretty big part of Gotchi Guardians.
Yeah, and I think there's another part you're kind of scratching here, Hefe, which is very interesting, and it's that the Gachi Guardians kind of offers a double value to the protocol in a way. Like, first, we finally get this in-depth mainstream-facing game starring our Aavegotchis, but also Pixelcraft, we can use this to develop our 3D interoperability ambitions. So, it's like we want to be able to have every wearable that exists also have a 3D counterpart, right? So that we could go into whatever metaverse Yuga Labs is building, or Monaverse, or Decentraland, or Sandbox. And so this is a way to kill two birds with one stone, really. Like, that's just a huge value add where it's like, oh man, we can take care of business here.
That's so awesome. It's like a strategic value for you guys on your end, and then also a huge value add for the community, for players, for newcomers. It's a great synergy there.
Yeah, value add for your Aavegotchi NFT. It's like we're gonna have that option. You plug in your Gotchi, and it should be able to recognize all your equipped wearables and generate in 3D.
Yeah, this is a pretty big process that Zbot has started doing some of this work, and has been working on the kind of the first wave of it. You guys might have seen with the IRL Gotchi that he's been working on. He's got a couple other designs like He's got like a hat and some other stuff. And so those are very, very, very like well done. They're gorgeous. For this, we might not be able to get that level of beauty for the first pass, but because we have 300 or so wearables that we need to get functional in the game, and hopefully the Forge won't add too many in the meantime. But it's pretty ambitious, but we want to get those out, and we've wanted to be doing this for a long time, and having the 3D versions of all the gotchis. So this is a great excuse to have a good reason to start working on those and get those done.
I saw Dr. Wagme post a question here. I got to scroll up to find it, but it was basically asking if we can commit to a month for the Great Battle. And I think because there's the vote going on, I think it's about the reroll, right? That hasn't concluded yet. Previously, in the Gotchiverse, if you had the Great Battle, the reroll to basically is a way of saying you can re-farm your completely farmed land, right? You can top up. I think my personal take on it is the reroll being detached. It seems to have a lot of support, and I also support that. There's really no need that they have to be tied together, and it can also be a function of the DAO. So that would take any uncertainty away, and we could set it to a sort of schedule. The DAO could do that.
Everyone
this
is
is
looking
all
at that
crazy,
Gotchi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good visuals. Definitely a lot to take in.
So in terms of the Gachi chain, do we have any specifics? Like I know it's probably very early on, but like any thoughts on like when that would happen in 2023?
Our team is really excited about the summer, so we're gonna aim for summer. Part of that depends on Polygon's roadmap, but they do have like a new update to the Supernets coming out. I believe it's supposed to be mid-February, I think.
Yeah.
There's currently like an audit happening on it, so I think it's really just dependent on when that audit finishes, and that's kind of the main dependency for the Supernets going live.
From there, we should be able to launch at least a test net.
Yep.
Right.
We'll definitely be
Super
doing some
test
test nets. It's pretty simple to get those set up. So once they have done that upgrade, we'll definitely have some test nets, and we have a couple phases. We called it internally like scaffolding phase, internal testing phase, and then finally the public rollout. During that scaffolding phase, we're just going to be checking the mechanics, doing some transactions over there, and also developing the bridge I was talking about earlier. And then during the internal testing, we'll be actually moving Aavegotchi assets back and forth to make sure that everything works. And then in the public rollout, that's when things would actually start going into production.
See, now we need like a in real life Gotchi chain that you guys could sell through the Aavegotchi storefront for this. Like once something blinged out.
Yeah.
Supernet.
We'll get a Lost Local on that. We'll get a sweet chain.
Dr. Wagme is reading my mind over here. I wanted to highlight this. The Supernet, it's our own chain, so it's like launching your own video game console as a metaphor, right? Like we can build some flagship games and deliver some of the first experiences with Pixelcraft, but I think shortly behind that is the DAO. As you guys get your tooling and budgets figured out and everything's happening between the foundation and you guys can set a roadmap as well for delivering some quality on-chain experiences to this chain. And then on the BD side, yeah, that's you're not wrong, Dr. Wagme. There's a super year for BD here. We always have a lot of inbound. Now we get to change that around and go super outbound, and that's why I alluded to more hires being announced next week. They're on the BD partnerships side. I can confirm that. So that now you see why. We want to get other studios, we want to get other builders building on this chain and deploying. So it's going to be a busy Gachi chain.
Immaterial has a good question. He says, how does Gachi Chain interact with removing the curve? Should curve be removed first or at the same time? Also, like we did mention the bonding curve in there. Do you see a time frame on, I guess, moving a vote forward to disabling the bonding curve?
Yeah, we are planning to put out a DAO forum post just to kick off the DAO discussion on the curve and a time frame, and start working out the details. So it might be able to go out by, it's been a pretty hectic month, but we're going to try to get that out for you guys by this weekend, and then potentially it could be something that we discuss during, like, do a first discussion on the call tomorrow. And then on our like our timeline for when we're planning to make a SIG prop, it probably sometime in February, because Jesse says it well. Like, if there's going to be instability with DAI, it's probably going to be the first half of this year, because there's just so much happening on the macro crypto side, like Gemini, Genesis, GUSD. There's Binance. There's so much.
Too many things with a G, and Ghost starts with a G, so I'm paranoid. Yeah, no, it's probably more. There's more risk front loaded on the first half of this year. These kind of stablecoin wars are going kinetic, and the regulators are having their making moves. So jury's out, and there's no reason for Aavegotchi to be reliant and built on top of a foundation of sand, if that's what it turns out to be with DAI. And for the record, wish MakerDAO and DAI the best. It's just we're at a point now where, like, we've come to the realization through investigating this that, yeah, we really can stand on our own, and we can have a strong, vibrant Ghost economy, especially with the chain coming, and Ghost finding more utility there, important utility for validators. So, yeah, it seems like the right time to seriously consider this, and we don't have to be reliant on other parties anymore. But yeah, in terms of time, yeah, I think tomorrow, we've had that drafted for a while. We could put the DAO forum post up tomorrow. We kind of want to get the roadmap taken care of, make sure everything is clear about where we think we can go, and then it makes a lot more sense to discuss the curve. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Good questions about the validators. So initially, the Supernets have, I believe it was like 3 different models that you can do. You can run all the validators yourself. You can have like a mixed model, and by yourself I mean it's basically community. So it could be us or the Aavegotchi DAO. There's like a mixed model where they have some Polygon specific validators, or you can start off with just the Polygon validators. So we are planning to go with the only Polygon validators option, just because they're the professionals. They know what they're doing. We don't want to have anything similar to like an Axie chain getting hacked, and so that would be how we would probably kick it off. And then over time, if we don't want to only have Polygon validators, we could start moving towards like a more of a mixed model. So Pixelcraft might be a validator. Aavegotchi DAO, we could have community members running nodes and earning Ghost for doing that.
Guilds,
yeah.
Organized, yeah. I think that's definitely the direction we want to go for sure. But no hurry. We can rely on the infrastructure that Polygon's already set up to get started.
Yeah, that's why it's so cool that they have all these great validators that are available to any of the Supernets.
You guys, in this roadmap here, you're briefly, compared to everything else, very large, overlooking plans. But then you also mentioned the SDK, Gotchiverse SDK, questing. Of course, we're getting the arena, the Gotchi Lodge, Great Portal area, these are all, I feel like these are all going to be big features in and of themselves as well. And so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm kind of wondering what the Gotchiverse SDK, like version 1, what would that look like once it gets released?
Yeah, we're basing it on, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel with it. We're kind of basing it on what you commonly see in other metaverses. So like being able to do scripting on your parcel and scripting. Obviously, our parcels are much smaller than like a sandbox parcel, so it'll be a little bit more basic compared to those. But yeah, basic scripting, be able to call like events that happen in the game, like JavaScript, React integrations where you can build stuff on your parcel. All that is kind of the features planned for it. But those are, I wouldn't, like the SDK is probably one of the more speculative things that it's obviously a really cool thing, but it's also probably one of the hardest things to build. And so
Agree.
It's like not going to be, we want to make sure that we're focusing on things that are going to grow adoption of the game. Like for example, like Decentraland has an amazing SDK. But they're still not like, it's not blowing their platform up, right? I don't know if SDKs are cool. They offer a lot of flexibility in the game. They don't necessarily like drive adoption unless they're really, really good. So we definitely want to offer some flexibility, like, and offer some things within the Gotchiverse that developers can use. But at the same time, like we got to also focus on the core mechanics of like storytelling, like you mentioned with the questing. We think, you know, having content in the game is super cool, and there could be some relation between the SDK and the questing system and content. That definitely could be something we can explore.
Hey, we're just a couple minutes ahead of the hour, so I just wanted to pivot real quick because we're about to go into arena mode and just ask, for the arena, have there been any notable changes? Specifically, I'm just being biased here towards handling on the keyboard for fighting, or is it still the same fighting mechanics?
As far as like
mapping attacks to the keyboard versus on the mouse?
I can't think of any. I might be wrong though, but none are coming to mind. A lot of the work we've been doing was if we want to kind of transition into the arena, we got 3 minutes left, but yeah, we can talk a little bit about what's coming. So a lot of that was mentioned in when you jump in, you'll see that message there. There's a couple other things. Let me pull up the message that we have, just so I make sure I get all of it. There's quite a few changes. A lot of them are not as obvious. Let me just find the message. Okay, so in the arena, so we are one of the big thing that we're adding this time is enemies, and it's not a new custom enemy. It's still a pumpkin or a turkey, but it's really just to start testing enemies, and it adds a lot of kind of complexity for the arena. So this was the week that we wanted to start turning on enemies, and in preparation for a future launch that's also going to let people spawn enemies. So the pumpkins and the turkeys are pretty much what they were before. They can't attack you. They're friendly, but they do move around quite a bit. So you guys should have some fun killing the pumpkins and the turkeys, and those will be part of the new leaderboard. So that's another big thing that we focused on was adding a lot more stats to the leaderboard. So things like enemy hits, kills, damage, and quite a few things. You can go to the leaderboard page on the website, and you'll be able to see what's on the leaderboard. Quite a few bug fixes. There was a lot of people talking about like invisible gotchis shooting them that they couldn't see. So we tried to work through all those. There were quite a few edge cases to work through. There's some new VFX and SFX, like video effects. So like when you charged your gotchi, you couldn't see where how far it was going to move. But now you can see the distance that you're going to move for the charge attacks, and also for the charge, the projectile that shoots out. Melee attacks can now be done with the R key, and range with the Q key. And there's also now a 30-second respawn timeout. So when you die, you're going to have to wait 30 seconds before you can jump back in.
Thank you. I literally was just waiting for the Q and R key thing,
Nice.
and like everything else was much appreciated. I'm just trying to like. It's funny because we're about to enter the arena, but like for the last hour, we've just been bombarded with like alpha and information, and completely forgot about it. So this is all great stuff to know.
Yeah, gear is not factored in yet. As far as like specific wearables, that's the mammoth task that we have a lot of work that we've done, kind of prep work for that. But we'll have to start incorporating those pretty soon, and those will also be incorporated in Gachi Guardians. So the work will pretty much be shared between them. But they are incorporated in terms of like your carrying capacity and the damage, the AP, HP regen, and all that. And the melee attack is 360. Yeah, it's not directional. So, whew, pretty epic hangout here. And the arena should be turning on here just in a moment, if it's not already on.
I see the leaderboard tab up there, so I'm going to be checking that eventually.
The leaderboard tab is very granular. You can get every stat you ever wanted.
Oh, man.
And you can, I believe, export it as a CSV if you want to take it home with you.
Yeah. Let me check in with the guys, see how the arena's doing here.
Are we expecting the same music as last time? I actually fixed my setup so I'll be able to stream the music without deafening myself while playing.
That's a good point. I'm not sure what happened with the music. We'll have to see here in a minute. There'll be some kind of music. Either you get a new track or... But you shouldn't have to blast yours. I'm glad you got that fixed on your side.
Yeah, it was a minor inconvenience because like, you know, I have my speakers on to play the sound from the game. It's just all or nothing. Where now I have my computer routed into a mixer, so I have it on a, like, you know, a fader. So it's like, all right, this is a little loud. Let me bring it down.
Yeah, I'm excited to hop in here, give it another shot. I was not very good at this game last time. I kept getting, I think you were taking me out futuristic at least once or twice. I saw all my friends taking me out. I was like, oh, I'm so used to the Gachi verse. I'm like, oh, cool, it's so and so. And this time is like, oh no, they're attacking me. I can't fight back.
I've been jokingly creating alliances with some guilds to protect me, to not kill me while I'm in the arena doing like news press coverage. So I'm just gonna have like a little copy and paste, like, this is the news, don't shoot.
You need a media wearable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the journalist on the battlefield, right?
Yeah, 100%. You gotta not kill the photog.
Oh my gosh.
Real quick, everyone, if you haven't already, definitely go and give Gachi Guardians a follow. We'll be any new alpha related to that will be dropping here and probably retweeted by Main, but it's going to be a cool account to follow. The arena should be coming very, very soon. Gachi Guardians is pretty, as far as like the game loop and a lot of the game design, it's actually pretty far along. We have not like started the coding process for it yet, which is I believe honestly the coding process is probably one of the quicker aspects of it, because a lot of it is just like the assets, the game design, and all that. But we're using this very cool backend that is gonna, it's like super cutting edge. That's gonna make a lot of the matchmaking and the game just much like faster. And it's Unity specific, so we can't use it for Phaser. But that's another cool aspect of Unity. So it should be very, very nice experience.
Yeah, a lot of tools at our disposal. It's kind of freeing to, seems like a lot of the devs on the team are very happy to be, starting up on Unity here.
Golden Cross, you asked, like, one of the reasons we wanted to do this is because, like, there's like literally people like begging us, like, guys, please make a game in Unity. You're checking with, like, what is it, the Unity like lead in Singapore or something? Was like, you have to use like, what do you guys need to make a Unity game?
Yeah, it was just a little recon quite a few months ago at this point, and got to sit down and have a dinner with the head of Unity for Singapore, and I think kind of like greater Southeast Asia, but super experienced head of partnerships, BD. He kind of does a little bit of all that, like he's like a user success or developer success lead. He's the lead, I should say. And yeah, he's been a great asset here. So that was a very helpful, relation to make early on with this, and convince us we definitely want to do this, go all in.
We are, this is probably no one in the community, but we are looking for a senior game producer as well. Someone who's actually built Unity 3D kind of survival TV games. And so we are currently actively hiring for that role, just to make sure that, we check all the boxes we should be checking, make the best game that's possible.
Yeah, the Gotchiverse is so unique, right? And this is like a game that it also brings a lot of unique. I'm very excited about some of the ideas that Coder Dan brought to the table early on, and we didn't even talk about the onboarding, but we've got some fire onboarding solutions that I don't really want to say publicly yet, because I don't think anybody in the Web3 space is doing this particular approach we're talking about. So yeah. There's more to be revealed, and we're working out all the kinks, but it's a game that definitely deserves a game producer who's done a few games like this before. Let them run.
Hey, I have an unrelated question, sort of, but we've seen Yuga Labs, they did their Dookie Dash thing this week, a skill-based mint. Do you think that's something that could work in the Gotchiverse or in Aavegotchi in general, like testing out like skill-based mints?
We haven't talked about it internally, at least I haven't talked to anybody about it, but one thought that did come to my mind when I was reading through all that and kind of following along was we do have these kind of installations planned for the year that currently are not like ways to qualify for a mint per se, but with a little bit of adjusting, if that was a popular model and we wanted to do that, you could like whatever you want to give away no futuristic, then maybe you could deploy this installation and create a scenario, host basically a competitive event on your parcel that would allow people to win prizes. So it's maybe a smaller scale version of what they're obviously doing, which is basically whitelisting, right, through competition.
Yeah, it's really only working because they have like this big new mint that they're planning. Is it like we're trying to move towards is a game that's this idea of like play and earn, where there is some earning, there's some real world money involved, but you can't just make a game and say that this game is like people are only going to want to play it because they can get some sort of monetary benefit from it. Like everyone knows that model doesn't really like work on a sustainable level. So we believe that with Gachi Guardians, the model is more competitive. Like it is a little bit more of in terms of like at the end of the game, there's a winner and a loser, but there will be real money involved. So it should be pretty exciting. But the goal of the game is still to win. It's not just to like earn the money. There's competitive and there's fun involved. And there's also just like a free to play version that if you don't want to if you don't want to spend money, then you don't need to.
I like what Choyna says. He mentioned Play Drop was the OG.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a very different approach than what they're doing with the mini game with Yuga, but yeah, Play Drop was kind of a forerunner to that.
All right, I think we should have the arena very soon here. It's actually looks like it should be coming on just in one moment. The big button, jump in.
How long
Yes,
is this phase of the arena test going to be live for? Is it just for the hangout here today, or is this going to run for a little bit?
3 days. It'll be like the last one, just 3 days, and
Nice.
then we'll turn it off, and leaderboard will be there.
So the real question is, has anybody done a wellness check on Addison? Because he's probably lurking somewhere ready to kill everybody.
Yeah, Addison led the leaderboard last time, right?
I think it was EAD that led. I think they won on the very end. I know Zico was up there. I've just been looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, I think it's going live. Bible says it's up. Get
Friends,
confirmation.
if you're streaming this or recording it, later I'm gonna tweet about it. We should all tweet this at Bryson. He just recently followed me, and I'm trying to get him to check out the arena. So now
Oh,
we're
yeah,
gonna
I
have
saw
a new
that.
shiny version of it. So we should make a group effort.
Not a bad idea. I like that.
Here we go. I think, yeah, here we go. Arena. It's live.
Yeah.
People are in here. Let's go.
For the builders out there, I don't know if you saw. There's a little bit of alpha about the leaderboard. It's all publicly queryable from the API. So if you want to use any of the data, you could potentially build your own little leaderboard. Maybe that looks different from ours, or maybe the data is interpreted separately, like in a different way. But yeah, that a lot. We're going to try to get as much data from the plane as possible, so builders can build other UIs around it. And I'm in. All right, here we go.
This is the part where we all get quiet because we got to focus. We got to win.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to jump in now. Let's do.
Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, remember to empty your pockets, guys.
Coder Dan's dropping all the goods. He's dropping all the
Oh, no.
I
goods.
got to empty before I died.
He's showering Alchemica.
All right, I'm finally logged in. Here we go.
I'm back in. Try not to die this time. Love the new charging. Now this is where it gets really quiet in the chat. Everyone's focusing.
Yeah, I got to work on. The attacks are working on the keyboard, but not on the controller. So let me see if I can change it.
Oh, whoa! There's a big drop over there. Pick up and get out. So the rules are still the same as last time. You gotta get a kill to get out with your Alchemica. Boom.
Survive.
I love the little dashing animation when your Gotchi takes off. when it's
Yeah,
running.
so cool.
I gotta jump out. Let me see if I can change the controller.
Oh, I
Having
just
like
spotted
the
Coder
dash
Dan.
control makes it so much easier to do tactical charging.
I'm getting walloped here, but I think I've almost survived 3 minutes. I just got to kill somebody.
Oh god, don't kill me.
It's like when your health bar goes down to a certain level, you become the weakest link in the arena, right? Everybody gangs up on you. So
I see too many people with full health bars near me. Chonya
Have you
was
guys
walking
seen
by.
the enemies yet? Has anyone seen a pumpkin or a turkey yet?
I haven't.
Maybe they're not.
yeah, not
here.
yet.
Maybe we're waiting for them to spawn.
Where's the pumpkins?
Who's trying to kill me? No. Oh God, get out. Get out.
Okay, back we go.
I'm dead.
Oh, I'm meleeing. I'm meleeing. And I'm dead. Cool. So yeah, I'm waiting in the queue here. So am I doing this wrong? Like, if you have a mouse, you don't need to use the Q and R or whatever the keys that Futuristic was asking about. Kind of one or the
Yeah.
other. Right?
Yeah, it's if you want, if you don't have a mouse, you can like use a controller.
Oh, he maps it to the controller probably.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
It's clutch.
I'm using a laptop mouse, like the pad on a laptop, and
Oh man.
it's suboptimal. Let me just say that.
Well, I have the I've mapped the buttons to two different. For some reason, Q and R are not mapping. Like when I hit the mapping for R, the melee, it's bringing up the that little menu that we look at to see what the ping is when we hit like function F3 on a on the
Oh,
Mac.
shit.
So it's like I can zoom around, but I can't attack, which so I'm gonna have to go back to this trusty method.
Oh, is that a bug? What was it?
For my controller, I've mapped the buttons, but instead of it actually doing like what the button's saying, it's opening like the console.
Okay. Oh, it's the R key.
Yeah, for me, yeah, the R key for my button mapping. Let me try to do this.
Let me know if you're confident, like sure you're doing it right. I'll report it as a bug.
Yeah. I'm gonna add P button will now be R. A button will be I saw those turkeys, so I gotta get back in.
G1, yeah. Yeah, that is one of the metrics on the leaderboard. How many enemies you hit or killed. By the way, I don't know if you guys, if you have the mini map open, we noticed that it lowers the FPS. So you might, if you're trying to get a better experience, close the mini map for now. We're gonna work on fixing that. But we noticed it significantly like lowered the FPS. Seems pretty good though. Do you guys have any lag?
I have not. It's super smooth for me.
Oh,
Oh, I
yeah,
I
it's
see a
great.
pumpkin. I see a pumpkin. Everyone get the pumpkin top right.
I see a turkey too,
Oh,
but
get it.
I shoot it, and I don't think it's taking damage for some reason. It's just kind of stuck there. So, turkey on the upper right hand corner, upper right hand side.
Nice. I got my first kill. First pumpkin kill. Get out. Oh man, I was able to It got charged outside of the map. That's probably a bug.
All right, I'm back. What happens here?
How zoomed in are you guys when you're playing?
Oh, good point. I've been at the default, which I guess is 20. God, I'm getting wrecked. Holy cow. Do we always spawn in the same spot? Or is it kind of
No, I
random?
don't think so.
I feel like there's 2 in a row. Maybe it was just bad luck.
Yeah, Golden Cross 20 seems like the sweet spot. You kind of see everything really well, and not be surprised by anything coming off your screen, off screen. I mean, it's good. I like it.
Yep. Oh, I'm back again. Oh, I'm super zoomed out. I gotta fix that.
We got Rogue leading the leaderboard right now with looks like 0 deaths and what looks like 33 kills, I believe. And then Kevin with 23.
I don't think I've hit anybody. I keep shooting people off. Like,
I think I killed someone by accident.
Let me get a kill, Chonya. Let me do this. I think I got him. Thank you for your.
Oh man, that's kind of cool seeing how each one of your gotchis, performs. This one, the AP drains super fast, but it has 1840 HP, so it's a kind of a tank. You gotta be careful with how you're using your sprints and your attacks because it gets drained real fast.
Yeah, good point. Next time I go back to the main screen, I need to try out my other gotchis.
I found
Tell
where
me-
Coder Dan is standing away from the keyboard, and somebody just came over and started shooting me. Oh, now he's back. All right.
Poor
Am
guy.
I in still? I haven't technically rejoined yet. I'm just kind of chilling.
Yeah, I'm standing right next to you, but it's showing you faded, like away from the keyboard.
Yeah,
Kevin's-
because I haven't rejoined yet
Yeah, leave me
technically.
alone. Yeah, my controller works, but not the attacks. So
Now I'm
I
back.
can't. I can sprint away, but I can't attack back.
Oh, with the game controller? That's a bummer.
Yeah, for some reason it's like it's just not showing the it's not showing the attack as opposed to showing the like just showing that console instead for some reason. I don't know why it would do that. Yeah, I'll try to fix it during this cooldown.
We could probably do with making the enter arena button a little bigger during these play tests. There's always like somebody not finding it.
Yeah, it's a little bit hidden. Oh man, I'm dead. Goob says, "Thank you to those who collected the first hour and then entered the arena. Your sacrifices."
Oh yeah. So how's it work if you're resting, you turn invisible and we can't attack you? Because I was trying to get an easy kill.
Yeah, like if you
That's what
die
that
and you
is.
haven't rejoined yet, you kind of just you're just chilling in your last spot.
Oh, trying to get my second kill here. Come on, Samantha.
Kevin is a savage. Got me twice now.
Goobs, come and see me in the middle. I got a full bag. I bet no one can kill me. Al Chemical Capone.
Rejoining. Hopefully this switch helps.
Well, we'll be hanging out here in the chat, and if you guys see any bugs, we're definitely going to be adding them to our bug list. And I'm going to whip up a quick type form here as well, like we did last time. We'll do a little feedback form. Pretty much the same questions.
Yeah, that'd be good. A feedback form for this, and then maybe a reminder: the census continues, right? We've still got that out.
Yeah, we got 3 days left on that one.
Maybe we drop a link to it. I got to pull it up if anyone's got it handy, though. I bet there's a few people on this call that haven't joined the census before. It's very, very helpful information for us, and we'll be sharing it with everybody. So a lot of great data. We're already compiling some of it, and pie charts and all that good stuff. Get some insights out of there.
Shout out to Nyan Kong for I think someone in the chat. I think you, Jesse, said a lot of these visuals. He was behind. He's behind a lot of these visuals.
Yeah, if you guys like the Gachi Guardian as well, he made that one as well. Super awesome. We're loving that Gachi Guardians poster art.
Yeah, a lot of concept art, a lot of early designs. He's got some crazy liquidators gearing up. Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, he's definitely him leading it, and I jokingly I said it's Pixelcraft because there is a lot of, you can imagine the meetings that go into, fine tuning it down to what we really want and stuff. In many cases, it's definitely a team effort. So not just talking about Dan and myself, but the whole team. So it's a vibe, and no doubt Neon Kong is killing it with the implementation, and really he's the one that brought the you guys saw the video on Twitter yesterday. Like, what would you call it? It's kind of Central American, kind of tribal. It's got a really cool vibe going to it outside the arena, and yeah, that whole vibe, he's definitely taking the leadership on that. Yeah, Aztec, Neo Aztec future. Thank you, Soju. Exactly. That nails it.
Yeah, perfectly described. That's awesome.
I don't know why I wanted to go Incan, and I was like, no, it's definitely more. I think it's Aztec. A little more warlike. So, yep, perfect. Soju, who else has any fake Gachi scheduled auctions going out right now? I thought there were a few that were slated to go out, taking advantage of that new scheduled auction feature.
We haven't even talked about what we shipped this week, and we got the fake gotchis. We got the scheduled auctions. Today, I just pushed the first version of the auction activity page. Still kind of a work in progress, but we wanted to get some history of the auction, so you guys can also go over there and see that. been a big week for shipping. But yeah, scheduled auctions is huge. I'm glad to see people taking advantage of that one. We literally we don't want to keep like sharing all the alpha in announcements and stuff. It's we'd have like 8 announcements going out, pinging everyone in the chat every day if we made an announcement for every update.
Yeah.
Try
so
to
that's
only
better.
we keep the announcements for the big stuff.
Yeah, Soju's saying number 1 and number 2 of Aavegotchi will be 1 hour GBM auctioned now. After number 1 and 2 will go up.
Okay. I
After
got
number
you.
1, 2 will go up. Sorry.
Oh, the bidders are already moving in. I was gonna say, it looks like I need to take a break from my fighting and go appreciate some art. And that was a really nice Twitter Spaces earlier this week as well. Shout out to everybody that attended that. That's become a nice regular where we do a Spaces every week. Wednesday if you're in the U.S., Wednesday evening. It's Thursday morning for me here in Asia. We do that every week, but this particular week was pretty much dedicated to fake gotchis. It was really nice to connect and hear everybody's thoughts and where they're at with their, whether they're collecting or creating. You know, fake gotchis has really taken on a life of its own thanks to so many here in the community that are so creative and talented. We'll have to do that more often.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a great roster of artists show up, like Pepinardo. We had our own Soju. We got Bear Brains was up there. There was quite a few like really great artists that were up there sharing their insights.
Man, I saw some crazy ones in the just listening in. They didn't come up on stage, but like I think Skrilla was in there. I was shocked about that. Wasn't
Oh yeah.
expecting it at all. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. We talked about it on the call, but a lot of these artists have never or have just recently published one of their first like pieces on Ethereum. Like Pepinardo was saying he just got accepted into Super Rare, which is congrats to him if he's in the audience. But to go from Bitcoin blockchain to Polygon, I think that says a lot for fake gotchis, I mean. So
Yeah, totally.
hopefully we attract more people, more artists from other chains coming onto Polygon and interacting with our fake gotchis.
Yeah, it's such a unique platform for producing art. Whether it's the theme and the pieces that you can work with to create something, or the thought that's been put into the different smart contract on-chain aspects of it. So I agree. Thrax says, I was surprised Bear Brains hadn't heard of GBM. He was so excited. And yeah, that was super cool. I think it was new for Pepinardo as well. And so to catch up with those guys since the GBM has gone live, I think it's important to keep getting that message out because it is so special. And Zbot reading my mind, I was just, when you were saying that, Hefe, I was also thinking like Tezos has a reputation for NFTs and a lot of artists there as well. Looks like Zbot's got the hook up there. I personally, I don't have any connection with anybody at Tezos, I don't think, other than maybe a few people on Twitter.
I'm actually talking to a couple pixel artists on Tezos right now for a collab for one of my fake gotchis. So, because I collected quite a bit of art on Tezos. A lot of generative art on Tezos.
That's perfect.
But yeah, we cover so many different facets with Aavegotchi, and just hearing the roadmap today got me really excited because it's like we're not stopping here. You know, we're expanding our horizons consistently, And I think the end goal here is to reach that normie mainstream user who maybe has never interacted with a blockchain type of game or this sort of game, and have this be their first experience, their first exposure to crypto through something they already do, which is gaming. It's going to be really interesting to see those conversions starting to happen, I think.
Yeah, definitely. This just changes it's at a foundational level. We're talking about big things here, like structural things with the curve and what blockchain you're on. It's pretty important stuff, and it's definitely, I'd say, shifting a little bit. We've always been on-chain max, and we still are, but I think we're making a little room and recognizing that Aavegotchi is like, they're cute little guys, cute little ghosts. They deserve to be everywhere, so we gotta make a little more room for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I guess I'll ask you, Golden Cross. Last year, I asked you, I said, what is the biggest feature that you're really excited about on the protocol? And I think you said fake gotchis was one of the biggest highlights of the year that you were really excited about. And as it should be, it's a great, amazing feature. For this year, looking at the roadmap, knowing what we know now, what is like that big highlight feature that you're really, they're all really big features, but like, what is the one thing, if you had to pick one, that you're really excited about?
If I could only pick one thing, it honestly is something that comes to mind that we didn't include in in the roadmap.
Oh, man.
The working title in this is alpha is it's called Coder Dan's Fever Dream. So I'll just leave it at that. And it's a feature. It's not like another game or another DApp or something. It's just something that relates back to how we get to where we want to go. So I'll just leave it at that. But everything in this is, I'm super excited about all of it equally. It all goes together.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that marinate for a bit in my head, and then we'll, at some point during the year, maybe we'll come back around to it.
You caught me off guard. I'm trying to bid on one of Stomper's pieces here. Blue
Nice.
Publisher.
Had that dream when I was feverish from COVID, bedridden, just thinking about how can we increase adoption for Aavegotchi.
Yeah. He came back from COVID with some crazy shit. It's like
some COVID epiphanies.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, those fever dreams, those are real.
Another shout out to COVID. Arena feeling amazing. Awesome.
Yeah, I'll say I've died a few times and respawned and not left the game, and I'm not experiencing any lag. There are some projectiles that are stuck, but for the most part, everything's moving pretty good.
Yeah, it's awesome. Working out the bugs. This is a system that we've built for the Gotchiverse is like very custom and very bespoke for what we're trying to do with like having thousands of players on in this phaser game. So it's definitely taken some time to settle in, and I think we're getting to a point where we're pretty close to where we've worked out all the major like connectivity bugs between various regions. So it's going to be exciting to not have all these like various network bugs anymore. Invisible gotchis, like missiles disappearing and stuff. And then for the Gachi Guardians, we're using a much more standard kind of back-end approach that works well with Unity 3D. So back-end should actually be very smooth. This system that we're using is like very powerful. Currently it can have up to 64 players in a room. So not quite what we want for the arena. We were aiming for about 100. But 64 is not bad, especially for Gachi Guardians. Won't be that many for sure.
Okay, am I crazy? At fakeotchis.com, I don't see Soju's new piece. Didn't it go live? Weren't there already bids coming in? Anybody know what's going on?
It's it's in the auction, right?
Says it's up, yeah. So it's one of the latest. So I should sort by latest, right? I'm doing something wrong, but thanks for providing a direct link. It looks like that'll do the trick.
Oh damn! I just got beat up by Napoleon Bonaparte.
That doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, the French are coming.
Ooh, this is interesting. Gachi 15. Attention, all discerning fake Gachi collectors. For your convenience, one 4x4 golden NFT display is now available for purchase in the Gachiverse. I assume you have a bounce gate set up for that?
Wait, did you say La Golden double size NFT displays?
This one's a
Oh my
4x4. It's the old size.
Oh,
yeah,
old, okay.
yeah, he's got the coordinates. Very nice. The golden NFT display. Yeah, there's the golden big size is coming soon. Monday is going to be fun for NFT displays. You guys have been asking for them.
This is the second chance here for anybody who missed
Yep.
out on the last La Golden, very limited run.
They're so rare. So rare.
Yeah, it was only minting one last time was not a good choice. They're so rare.
Yeah, I'm
was
gonna
like,
mint
what
some
is
big
that?
ones this time.
It's the one on my main like gallery, and it's so small, and it's like it's like getting like a gold tooth instead of like getting a real like
Instead of
Full
a grill, you
grill.
got a gold tooth.
yeah like damn.
That's funny.
All right, my Gachi feels kind of OP. I actually killed Butch. I never get to kill Butch in the other arena. I beat him, so now he's chasing me around. So I'm gonna jump back in and see who else I can murk.
PVP 移动的漂移感消失了，太流畅了，蛋总，永远的神，谢谢 One Piece。
Nice. Nice. I haven't seen anyone coming in straight from bringing in the Chinese in text for a while, for a minute.
Yeah, happy Chinese New Year to everyone, or Lunar New Year, whatever you
Oh,
like to
yeah.
call it.
You're
We're just
the
finishing
rabbit.
up the celebrations here. Yeah, you're the rabbit. You're the Gachi first, but then you're the rabbit.
Yeah, we just went over here.
Right.
Dan, you got to translate for everybody. They want to know what he.
He's saying basically he's talking about the inertia that we were using. I think they didn't like it, so it did kind of impact the gameplay a bit. So we turned the kind of the sliding inertia off for the arena, and I think in the main Citadel too. Wasn't really, kind of just felt like it was sluggish and wasn't really adding too much. Might add it back in like a race car, Gachi race car mode or something.
Butch is in pursuit. He waited for me to get weak from a fight. Now he's chasing me. I'm just gonna keep running around obstacles. We're back in the middle. What's up, Booms? I see you.
I was gonna say tomorrow we may have some DAO discussion forum going on about the curve potentially. If we can get that forum post up in time, then it could be a topic for tomorrow's DAO.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good discussion to have. And yeah, we can follow up on kind of our last discussion that we have archived and kick it off and continue there. And yeah, it'll be a good discussion. Another thing that we've put together is a whole presentation for mission and vision based on like our previous discussions, the surveys, and all the things that we've kind of put together over the last couple months, and you know, kind of spent a little bit of time on that as well. So that's one of the other things that we could discuss.
Quick shout out to Soju, who's been really putting a lot of thought into not just the artwork itself, but how to distribute and make collecting his fake gachis very interesting. And that's like the airdrop of the Gachi Gachis. I was very pleasantly surprised to learn I think I have six Gachi Gachis. So I've got a few here.
Nice.
Pretty gassy. I'm gonna burn a few. Gotta get this down. It's a very cute one. I like it a lot. I'm gonna keep one or two, but I think I got some burning to do here. So I'm clicking the approve to burn button. We're gonna do that right now.
Oh, live burn! Wow.
Yeah.
Right on. I think I think for every one of the Bob, is it Bob? I think the Bob Gachi, you got 3 Gachi Gachis.
Okay, that's pretty generous. So 3 for one Bob.
So I got 3 as well, and I think I'm gonna give 2 away. I'm gonna give 2 of them away, and then I'll keep 1. I think that's my plan. But
Yeah.
interesting distribution, right? Using Bob as the distributor of the Gachi Gachis.
Yeah, I remember it was originally there were 31 Bobs. You went over this on the Spaces because I think he had 31 seasons of his art program. So that's a pretty cool reason to have the 31 editions, and then if you get 3 for each, that's pretty awesome. 3 per Bob. Yep. I guess for one for each letter of his name.
Oh, maybe that makes sense. I also should say Soju is the creative director for our Friday night show, GMI Block Party with 2 A's. So that's our new show that No Futuristic and I are doing. And Soju is the creative director for that. So you'll see some really fun animations and graphics. And we're going to, totally just use Soju's artistic style on our show to give it a new look.
Wow, that makes 2. What else is using Soju's art style? There's a whole UI that's built around Soju's art style, right?
Right. You're referring to Fireball GG.
Yeah. Man, Soju's taken over.
He is. He's like our Dark Farms. That's how I like to refer to him. He's the Aavegotchi Dark Farms.
It's a similar style, and
Mhm.
similar. I mean, they're unique, but they each have that kind of that stencil outline with the kind of snowy texture to the colors. It's really pleasant. Big fan of both.
Yeah, me too.
So I just burnt my first Gachi Gachi. Should I keep going?
No. You're contributing. They're gassy gotchi, so they're probably releasing, some kind of CO2 of some sort every time you burn it.
Yeah, but everybody else wants the additions down. I'm doing this, taking one for the team here. We gotta lower the additions count.
You should do a giveaway. Give it away to somebody in Gotchi Gang.
Yeah, we could do that too. I'll burn a few and I'll give one away. How about that? Because I do want to lower supply, make it rare for all the current holders who collected Bob. But I'm also I'll join Hefe in a spirit of generosity here with pass the gas around.
Yeah.
You're literally going to pass the gas.
Pass the gas. Perfect. This is perfect. Quick change of subject, though. Very important other thing we need to highlight today. We're all watching The Forge, and Dr. Wagme has an update here. It says there's a fair chance we launch The Forge to testnet this week. So definitely get excited for that. That will be a very important step in getting the Forge live for everybody. And that's another initiative with an excellent UI. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to interact with the Forge.
I love the RNG that they introduced in there with the geodes and this random chance of getting schematics for the Forger set, which is a legendary set. So from what I understand, each wearable that you forge is going to give you a geode, and the geode, like, so if you forge a common item, you will get a common geode, and that'll be associated with a certain chance that you have of winning one of these legendary schematics to craft the forge set. So that's going to be interesting to see that RNG. It's kind of like that energy you get from opening a portal, maybe something similar. Maybe not as big of an event, but still like good for the degens out there that want to forge some items and get some of these geodes. So that's one of the aspects of the forge I was really excited about.
Definitely. Yeah, it's going to shake up Season 5 of rarity farming so much between everything we're doing here. And the Forge will have a big impact.
Just dropped the announcement a couple minutes ago in the Gotchiverse updates. We do have the Typeform, aavegotchi.typeform.com/arena-test2. So after you get your fill, definitely go over there, and we want to get as much feedback. This is the same Typeform as last time, but feel free to say what you said last time, or if you noticed anything new, we'd love to hear it. And we're gonna keep. We have a lot of actually stuff planned for the Gotchiverse for February, and one of the big features we're currently working on is super chats. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So you guys can definitely start looking forward to that in February.
Nice, man. This is just such an alpha overload. What you just said, I'm trying to listen to you and look at what Diddley just dropped on the UI preview.
This looks epic.
Oh my goodness.
This is what the power of a protocol that can be built on by multiple parties. That's what this is all about. Like, we're gonna get to a point one day where there's too much alpha for one hangout, or for 1 week, or for 1 month.
Yeah, we need like so many teams coming in and be like, all right, here's what we're deploying to Gotchi Chain this week. It's just gonna be so busy.
Quick question, because we're probably going to be signing off soon. Tomorrow during the DAO call, I know we're going to be covering many things. The ETH Denver SIG prop is looking like it's going to finish tomorrow. So assuming it does pass, it's looking like it's going to pass. How soon would a core prop be able to go up?
We're gonna try to do like a weekly roundup of core props. That might be something worth discussing tomorrow during the hangout. We can continue writing the core props, but it also we can, if there's members of the DAO that we could add to Snapshot that are kind of exemplary members, it could be something that the DAO could start doing as well. Basically, just handling a little bit more of that process of SIG prop to core prop. We do like to put out like a blog post and announcements so people know about it. So that's the only thing that we really need to do for the Pixelcraft, because we have the Discord kind of admin and the blog. But even the blog, we could add someone from the DAO as like an editor or a writer on there, and they could post it from there. So I think definitely there's a lot of room for improvement on that SIG prop to core prop flow that we currently have.
Awesome,
Yep,
thank you.
all part of moving to metamorphosis, right? That'd be a real easy small step. Longman says, do we have a type form? I don't know if Longman means an XP type form, in which case that would be a different answer. But yep, check Gotchiverse updates, and that's where the type form we just put out is.
All right, friends, I'm gonna sign off here. thanks everyone for coming out. Huge hangout. We had tons of friends taking in all the action. So yeah, this is definitely one for the history books. Thanks to everyone streaming it, recording it, and look forward to seeing. Maybe we can do a video for the Aavegotchi channel. That's just the reading of the new roadmap. Could be some good content.
Yeah. You don't even need the AI to fix your voice. You read it so flawlessly.
Yeah, I did record that, so I'm gonna chop it up like as soon as this meeting ends and then post it.
Yeah, I just wrote down a few things for tomorrow's meeting. So the core prop process, DAO development team discussion, mission and vision, and the curve is not forever discussion. So those are some of the big topics there, and I'll sync up with Hardcore on that.
Cool, friends. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy the arena. Remember to give feedback and kill some pumpkins.
Heck yeah. Yep, I'm still hunting my first pumpkin. I'm looking for them. I saw a Torquay. All right. See you guys. I'll see you in the arena here for a few more minutes, but I'm going to sign off here. Peace.
Cool.
Peace.
See y'all tomorrow.
Later, friends.
Hefe, are you staying in here or what's happening?
I'm kind of deciding right now. I don't know if I have other stuff left to do here outside of this today. I'll probably hang around for a bit. Yeah.
Actually, I gotta channel some Gachi, so I'll stay live for a sec. A lot of, whew.
That was a lot of alpha. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's like you have to go and kind of read it again. Like I listened and I heard Coder Dan read it, and I'm still like, huh? Like I have to go back and read it again.
Yeah. No,
So much
I'm the same.
A good hangout though. A good hangout.
Alpha packed.
Yeah, ridiculous. Like
The Gachi Guardians, that caught me off guard completely.
yeah, that was unexpected, but you know, it's like we talked yesterday in Block Party. We looked at Chronos, which is a Unity-based game. So that gives me a lot of hope because when I showed these games to my girlfriend, she like the game that she was like kind of like, oh, that one looks fun. It was Chronos, the Unity-based game, the one that looks like Smash Brothers. So having something that's appealing at that level, where you don't have to be like a blockchain genius to get in and play, I think is going to be a very it'll help for onboarding in a big way.
Yeah, and a great way to showcase the Aavegotchi brand. Like, it's such a great, even if this wasn't a Web3 game, I think it would just be like a great brand also, Aavegotchi. And so be able to showcase that and maybe do some storytelling through that, with the liquidators and the great battle I think it's going to be really easy for a user to come in there and kind of get what we're doing over here.
Yeah. And we got to taste we meet our new CMO, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, that's right, the new CMO. I used to love playing Rockstar games like Grand Theft Auto. I used to play. There's a couple other ones. I can't remember. They're not coming to me right now. But yeah, Rockstar games is something I've definitely played quite a few of their games. So it was interesting to hear that he has a background kind of working for them.
Yeah, imagine
Big
Rockstar,
brains, big brains.
a GTA element to the Gotchiverse. I guess that's the arena, right?
Yeah.
Just give me your bag.
Hijack the bag.
Yeah, I managed to. I think I'm in top 10 on kills. I've stepped out of the arena because I have to channel. I have available parcels and altars to hit.
Yeah, I don't have anything set up for like my main setup yet, so it's like I'm still trying to make this work. I'm using a laptop trackpad to move around and attack, so it's not ideal. I'll be honest, not ideal right now.
Yeah, I'm using when I was playing in the arena, I was using my keyboard or my mouse to actually initiate the attack and the controller to kind of move around. So it's the same thing as last time. I was a little, I'm a little better at it now than I was last time. But having once, hopefully they'll fix the that button issue. I don't know if anyone else is using a controller. If you're having that issue, it'd be good if I hear, we get some input if anybody else is having issues or not having issues. But once that's fixed, I was gonna talk some big trash too. I'm happy I didn't. It's like nope, can't do anything today. But top 10, not bad.
No, user OX default is third on the leaderboard right now.
Yeah, who's rogue though? Like I expect Kevin. That's Seiko. That makes sense. And seeing all these metrics on the pop out leaderboard tab is kind of cool. But who the hell's rogue?
No idea.
Yeah, because at last I checked, they had only been killed 4 times, and they've had 20 minutes in the game, and this was a few minutes ago. So, but that was 5 minutes longer than any other player, so almost 25% more time in the game. So they probably haven't exited the game. So I doubt that they're just in there extracting because they're not actually leaving the arena. They probably accumulate a lot and then get killed and dropped. They're like a killing machine. It's out there smacking people around. Rogue is the invisible one. Because I've been killed by something like just rolling up on me and bam, bam, bam. Is there like do people have special conveyed powers? Because I see Goobs was running around and no one could hit him. Is that like a glitch or like Pixelcraft just blessed him?
Yeah, it's definitely a glitch.
Oh, the trackpad. Yeah, dead Polaroid. I don't even go near the arena on my laptop. It just doesn't make any sense.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, I'm doing that right now, and it doesn't make sense. But I don't have an option. Nothing
Yeah.
else is set up, so
I haven't even gone in yet because I don't know what I did with my mouse. I had my mouse out for the last time we were arena battling, but I don't know where it is right now, so I gotta find it.
dead Polaroid. Yeah, it just makes me angry. That's why I was like so like just lax with my playing right now because I'm like I'm gonna get killed anyway, so not gonna try and fight this.
It's frustrating because I'm trying to fix the controller issue, but to do it, I have to be in the arena to test. But as soon as I enter, I get murked.
You
So
get
it's like,
murked
I
while
need-
you're trying to press the buttons.
Yeah. No, seriously.
the console menu, and I'm like, damn it, I don't need that information right now. I need a melee. Yeah, is it 2 mice or 2 mouses? We're bringing.
Oh,
this back
that
up.
was we got into a philosophical discussion about this yesterday.
They're meese.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you have like a cage with a bunch of mice in it, it's mice. But if
Well,
you
yeah.
have a box with a bunch of like computer mice in it, is it mice or is it mouses? Is it computer mouse?
What's another
it's-
name for a mouse, like the computer mouse? There's a more technical name for it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I would assume that it's a like whenever it came out, peripheral device. Yeah, that's another way we can think of it. Like it's a box full of peripheral devices versus a box of mice.
It's a box of peripherals.
Input device. Yeah, it's an input device. So
Pointer?
is it? If you have 2 mouse, if you have a mouse and another mouse, both input devices for computers, are those mice or are they mouses?
According to Wikipedia, you can use either one, mice or mouses.
Even they can make up their mind. They had like half of Wikipedia being like, "Oh, it's mice." No, it's mouses.
Mouses just sounds bad though. I bring back to fish. Fish is wrong, but if you're eating Swedish fish, are you eating Swedish fish if you eat multiple, or are you eating Swedish fishes? It's
Yeah.
still wrong, right? If you say fishes in that context.
Yeah, I think mice sounds better. Mouses also makes sense. I think this is something nobody's made up their mind on. So
I'm trying to. How do you read what
Mies.
I'm going with Mies.
I think Mies kind of makes sense also.
Oh no,
I'm
Z-Fi,
still-
it's not Moosin. Now you're crossing species.
Yeah.
No, Nadir makes a good point too. In Spanish, it's raton and ratons. So
Right.
one
I'm
rat, many rats.
Lots of input devices over there. Meese or many moose? Moosin? No. Yeah, because like if you're at the warehouse and they get a shipment from Apple of wireless, a wireless mouse shipment, and it's hundreds, it's a pallet, hundreds of pallets of these input devices. How do they refer to it? Get in the shipment of insert the blank. Mises? Do they argue this on the warehouse floor?
What's in this box? What do you call this?
Mice feels yes. Hello computer, I love that. All right. So game controller and mouse, which is technically two mice. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with a different Gotchi. I'm gonna run with my really fast Gotchi. 61. A gaggle of mice. I like that. Join the arena. Oh, Pepagotchi is up. Let's go look at that. I'll bid on the last one. Where is it? Okay. Oh fuck, I'm gonna beat up. Yep, tax still don't work. Okay, cool. Hide. Oh, there goes Rogue stalking me. I'm using my Cadillac Gotchi. This Gotchi cannot fight, but this Gotchi can run. The regen is amazing. Rogue is just chasing me. Oh,
Aavegotchi H1 by Soju is right now at 17 ghosts. Ends in an hour.
Oh, I got killed. 17? It's already up?
It's at 17, yep. Ends in an hour. Let's see exactly. Exactly 59 minutes.
Now at 19.
Fun fact with this one, this is a hand-drawn, initially hand-drawn, like all of Soju's work. But he was saying this specific drawing is actually like very tiny. Like Soju, if you actually have a picture of the actual the drawing that you initially did this on, apparently this is a very small drawing. Tiny gel pens were used. I thought that was kind of cool. Very, very small, he
I
says.
noticed that you had your hand raised. Friends, if you want to come up on stage, you can do that. Just raise your hand and let us know. We're just in a reading,
Hey, yo.
so we might not pay attention.
Sure, what's up, guys?
Hey, Super Paul.
Hey, so when he said that, when the game comes out on mobile, he said that we could pay for Alchemica through our credit cards, right?
I believe there's going to be some sort of a credit card interaction. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if it's specifically Alchemica,
Oh, okay.
but it could be.
Uh,
I might have missed that part.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
was
he
just trying
said
to
for
make sure.
Ghost, but that was for
For
the
Ghost?
yeah,
Okay.
I think that was for the Unity game. He said that.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh shoot. Before people come in and moon it.
Yeah, you can buy fakes with credit cards currently. I think that's the one credit card ship recently.
Yeah, they're slowly implementing all these V2 features, but not with like any large like, hey, here's an announcement of all at once. It's just been. That's why I thought today we would see some V2.
When they announced that we were able to buy fake gotchis with Wirt, the first thing I did was go see if we could buy an actual Aavegotchi with Wirt. I was like, hold up. Not so lucky.
Hefe, I will say, yesterday we talked about this on Block Party, like what we thought they can announce, and you floated out the idea of a roadmap, and I was like, I wouldn't be impressed with that. But I'll say this roadmap impressed me. Like they always do it, man. And every time I like sit back and I'm like, I get a little skeptical. They kick me in the butt, and it's like, fuck, man. They're always like dropping some knowledge. Like it's crazy.
I think I touched on this a little bit. Is Pixelcraft has never released a boring roadmap, like ever. So, not the first, second. I think this might be the third. Like, all the roadmaps were very big releases, like really interesting. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be epic in 2023.
well, I asked Golden Cross what his favorite part was, and it's something that we don't even know about yet. So maybe there's more to all of this. Maybe there's some fever dream ideas that we haven't heard of yet. But I'll ask you, No Future, what was your favorite part of this roadmap?
Well, I'm trying to think. The biggest part, I think, if I don't want to name one thing, I want to name two things, and they're just two different things. Like the one big thing is Aavegotchi DAO maturing and taking those steps forward because that's where we build. Like I think that's where the next big like iterations will come from. It's going to come from within the community and the strength of these, the galaxy brains in this community. The other part that kind of blew me away was Gachi Guardians because there was no mention of that. Like they've been working on the arena the whole time. We've been kind of rushing. But the fact that they have been in the background working on this, and that's going to be such a huge onboarding tool. Because if people get the game and they kind of like it, it's much easier to get them to transition to, hey, like, come over here and get kind of crypto bank nerdy with us. That transition becomes a little bit, the bridge over in information doesn't seem so daunting if you're at least enjoying yourself in the very first step. So it's a very powerful thing. And I think marrying that with the Aavegotchi DAO, I think we can do some great things.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Gachi Guardians is definitely like a really big opener for people to just come in and have a good time and then realize like, oh, there's this whole complicated back end. It's actually kind of funny because doing this Twitter Spaces with Chris Comrie yesterday, not knowing any of this stuff and just like getting people to like, trying to figure out how do people get in right now, and then like Gachi Guardians is going to be a really big endpoint where people aren't even going to have to think about it. And then they're just going to be like, oh, I have to go buy all these NFTs now.
Yeah, it's epic. Oh crap, I'm in the arena. Gotta get away from. I switched to my OP Gachi because I'm tired of people beating up my Cadillac. Come on, I need a kill. Don't run away. That didn't work out. Yeah, this Gachi does some damage. It gives me a little bit of leeway. Beat the crap out of people. That guy isn't taking damage. Oh, I gotta get away.
Ooh, Zanzi's coming for you, no future. Just so you
Is that
know.
Zon? Oh, I was like, what the hell? I
Zanzi's
also-
coming for you, man.
No. You ain't get no, come on, man. Running slowly. Yeah, he just has endless fireballs after 30 seconds. I will say the arena, it's much smoother. It's driving me nuts that I have to wait 30 seconds, especially if I'm streaming it, because it's like, what do I do? Gotta sit here and I can.
Man, I first got in and I forgot that I just channeled and picked up, like 50 pieces of Alchemica. Came in, got smacked.
Ah,
Thank you.
thank you for your offering, sir.
Oh shoot! Do you think we'll get this before ETH Denver?
The arena?
Yeah, like a full arena.
I feel like they're getting close. I feel like we're gonna have an arena. I mean, they were saying January is gonna be the month for that. So, Zico, ETH Denver is February 24th at the end of February. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely have a lot to talk about at ETH Denver with this new roadmap and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting killed. Get away from the pumpkin. Gremlin, I'm coming to get you. Fuck you. You're being a dick.
Oh, dang, the deal at the top of the leaderboard. Most fake gotchis collected. Congrats, sir.
There.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Oh, I got
I'm up here in a battle with no futuristic, trying to, jump him spots.
Yeah, I just need more liquidity. That's the trick. I want to buy more art. I just don't have money.
Ooh,
don't want-
Soju. Soju just dropped the tiny drawing of the beginnings of the Pepe that's up on auction right now.
Yeah, it's amazing. I look like how fine tipped that pen is.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
See, I can't imagine that. Like, if I drew that, it would be a sketch. It would be very messy. I would have to do it multiple times. This looks like he just like did it. Like he's like, oh, I have an idea, and it translated. It's like people who can draw and paint. It's almost like music, like the translation of like this beauty in your mind through your hands into like a medium.
Yeah, absolutely. Until GPT-4 comes out, right, and comes out with the hand drawing simulator, and then we're all hooped.
Yo, I'm bugged out. My
It's gonna learn how to draw like a human, and then it's game over for all the artists.
Don't show me yet. I'm trying to show this. For some reason, I'm showing on my screen this huge like laser beam from my Gachi. Somebody's trying to kill me though. I'm trying to get away so I can show you guys. I can't do screenshot while this guy's chasing me.
What's up?
Going to the bank?
Yeah, about to go.
All right, fuck this. You're dying.
So you're not going back to that store, right?
No, we got good enough cards last night. Me and my nephew are getting some Pokemon cards last night. We managed to pull like 3 or 4. How many YouTube views? 5. I was like, what the heck?
Angel of Death. I like that. This guy's trying to kill me, and he's the Angel of Death. Oh. It's gonna run in circles. You can hit me. Gonna run in circles. Oh no, I'm stuck. Dipped.
Man, someone stole your Charizard? That sucks. grade 2 PTSD, man. I got a man chop, the holographic one. I still have that. I didn't realize that someone brought it up in a chat the other day, a couple weeks back, and I'm like, man, I think I have that card. So pretty sure those are worth like a decent amount.
Oh hell yeah!
I think a lot of us were card collectors at heart, and then came into NFTs. It's one of the things that appeals to a lot of people.
Oh, I'm being hunted by like a crew of people now. I ran back into the main fight area. Hopefully, violence in the middle will offset the attack on me. Nope, more people are attacking me. Run away! I don't have any AP. I can't. I have nothing. All right, we're going down with a fight. Nope, that. Oh, 10:20. Guys, I'm going to jump off because I actually have to cut out the footage of Coder Dan doing a wonderful reading of the roadmap for 2023. So I should get that done. Get her done. Silence. All right. I'll talk to you
Oh
guys
shoot!
later.
I'm up here fighting.
You're
Well,
like,
shoot, I need to cut out and get to the bank to myself.
Yeah, I need some breakfast.
Yeah, I hear you, fellas.
Cool.
Kind of feel the same way.
Guess we'll see you at the Dow call tomorrow.
Dow call tomorrow. Yep, we'll be talking about quite a few different things. Yeah, it'll be a good call. We'll put a mirror board up sooner than later. Maybe sometime today, or yeah, we'll get something up for that. Shout out to the 82 people still hanging out with us here today. Appreciate you, and you can join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. UTC for the Dow call.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
more voices in the call is always a great thing, so that we can, like if we had 100 people at the Dow call, that'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you miss the Dow call, definitely join our socials. We'd like to disseminate information from the DAO. So, no future, you're doing clips on Gotchi. Sorry, can't remember what it's called now. Gotchi News Network.
Yeah.
Gotchi News Network, and subscribe to my Substack here. I do a weekly DAO bulletin. If you do miss the DAO meeting, catch up on the whole meeting in a couple minutes. Deliver it to your inbox every week. So. It's trying to keep people engaged with DAO stuff.
Yep. Okay, take it easy, friends.
Later, friends.
Later.
Peace.